Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. We're going to do a quick 7-inch update. Pretty good mix of stuff here. Mostly hard rock and metal, some blues rock, maybe one or two punk singles. But pretty good stack here. The first little bit here, actually, first half maybe, is stuff that Scott Waters sent me. I don't know, I guess it's been about a month now. I finally got around to cleaning it and spinning everything for the last few days. He got me on a really big 7-inch kick when he was out here. I guess about a year and a half ago now. We went shopping at a number of stores, and I bought quite a bit, or quite a few 7 inches. And we've both been kind of grabbing stuff since, and him definitely more than me on the 7-inch front. But sent me a nice little stack, and then there's some other stuff that I had picked up and stuff that I had just pulled to listen to. So let's just jump in. First up, really killer new wave of British heavy metal. This is one where the cover definitely doesn't match the music, but the music is still pretty good early metal. But Give 'Em Hell from Witchfind, a band I really dig. Their second album is one of my favorite new wave of British heavy metal albums. He gave me quite a bit of Gary Moore, so it's going to be mixed in here, but this is one of his bigger hits. I believe this was the early 90s. No, this was 88. Wow, I thought it was later than that, but this is after the war. This one's a really cool one. I'm not going to pull it out, but it's a little gatefold, kind of reminiscent of one of the Thin Lizzy albums there, but really cool there. Bleach Everything. I actually had another. This is Fix Your Heart or Die. It's okay. It's punk. Funny enough, I have another one of their singles that I bought as kind of a blind buy. It's a band I had never heard of, and actually I didn't even remember having the other single until I went to look this one up in Discogs. But still a cool little flexi. You don't see too many flexies these days. Next up, one I was super happy about. I just need, I think I need their first 7-inch, and I've got all their 7 inches to about 81. But this one is Saxon Big Teaser. The B-side on this is Frozen Rainbow, which is a killer song. I actually like that better than Big Teaser. But Big Teaser was actually their first 12-inch was Big Teaser with another song on the B-side that came out right before this one. I got quite a few Gary Moores actually. They're mixed in a little bit, but Cold Day in Hell, another fantastic song from Gary Moore, and All Time Low is the B-side, another great song. This is the one I was thinking of from the 90s. This one was 92 though. And all of these, I believe, for the most part, are European pressings. Let's see, was this UK? I believe this one was either UK or Germany. This is one he was really upset about. He ran across copies of this for both of us. This is one, really killer song, Shape of Things from Gary Moore. Unfortunately, they came completely crushed. But this is Shape of Things, a Blinder, UK pressing. Next up, Over the Hills and Far Away, again Gary Moore with the B-side of Crying in the Shadows. One of the more famous pictures of him. This picture pops up quite a bit. Trouble from Gillan. You can't go wrong with anything from Gillan. And then Your Sister's on My List on the B-side. This must have been in that same package, the way the top corner of it's damaged pretty much exactly the same way. These next two are super cool, just because, number one, I didn't know these exist. I believe these are the only singles from both of these groups, though, which is very cool itself. But this is the Shy Away promo single from Whitford St. Holmes. Whitford St. Holmes is the guys from Brad Whitford, and I can't remember St. Holmes' first name. What is it? It'll come to me right after. Brad Whitford from Aerosmith, and St. Holmes from, he was Ted Nugent's singer. And Ian Pace, I believe it's Ian Pace. Is it Ian Pace? It's something Pace. Was the drummer in this band. He actually, let me see. He was a drummer in Hydra, which is a local band. And when I mean local, they're from this neighborhood. The guitar player from that band actually has a small custom, like high-end guitar shop right up the road from me. But he actually left Hydra because he thought he had made it with this band, thinking that this would be his future. And then, of course, they didn't do anything again for like 30 years. And Hydra just never really recovered after that. But so, little side note there. And this one's cool too. Again, I didn't know that this had ever been released as a single, but this is Mask of the Great Deceiver. So this is from Kerry Livgren's album. What was the name of that album? I've got it right over here. Seeds of Change. Seeds of Chance. And Ronnie James Dio is singing on this track. He does 2 songs on that album. And of course, Kerry Livgren is from Kansas. So very cool. I wish I had the correct sleeve for this one. Scott got 2 copies. One with the original sleeve, which is a white sleeve with the Kirshner, this same logo across the top of it. It looks really cool. But I'm still happy to have this, and it's in super clean condition. So thank you for those, Scott. There may be a couple others in here, like a couple of these Aerosmiths. He may have sent one of these Aerosmiths to me. I don't remember. I've also been buying a lot of Aerosmith singles, so it's possible. But a couple of the Aerosmiths are Get It Up with Milk Cow Blues, which is actually one of my favorite covers that they do. Just a fantastic song. But those are both from Draw the Line. And then The Other Side and My Girl. And then we got a little bit more new wave of British heavy metal. I pulled a few of these out. I did a live stream on the Metal Roundtable, which is Scott Waters, Carcass John, and Rob Caldwell. And the topic was new wave of British heavy metal, so I pulled out a couple of these for that. And then there's a couple more that I recently got. But the first one was Jameson Raid, Do It the Hard Way, and Never Again Goodbye. Jameson Raid is one of the kind of the new wave of British heavy metal forefathers. They were very early. 78, 79 was the key time for them. And this is one of the bands that a lot of those new wave of British heavy metal bands really looked up to and kind of built themselves around this band. Unfortunately, they never got that big, but all the stuff that you find, the comps and stuff that High Roller and Buried by Time and Dust has done are all fantastic, and I highly recommend checking these guys out. Next up, Cloven Hoof. This is North Wind of Valhalla and Night Stalker. I can't remember if this was actually a single. This is a 7-inch that came with the Wax Maniacs reissue of their debut album. If there was a single for these 2 songs, it didn't have this cover, but still very cool. Again, this is on the Wax Maniacs label. I wish they would release something again, because they put out some killer stuff and then just kind of, I think they got wiped out by the pandemic, but I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen anything from them since right before. But there you go with the Cloven Hoof. Next up, Kiss of Death and Heads Will Roll. From Satan, just one of the classic new wave of British heavy metal singles. Again, another band where the music does not match the band name or this cover, but I love those first few Satan albums. This one's pretty cool, and it's actually kind of funny. So this is the single for Let's Go and Situation Negative, which I believe is the second single from Vardis. Again, another really killer new wave of British heavy metal band that just never got that big. What's interesting though is this one came with a bonus 7-inch. And it came that way. It wasn't just that I bought it that way. And that second 7-inch is the 100 miles per hour 7-inch, which was their first 7-inch. What's funny is this one came out the same time as the single LP, or the single 7-inch version. But for some reason, the single 7-inch version is worth like 15 times more than the double disc version is, which I don't know why. Just thought that was interesting. But you can find this for relatively cheap. And this is a really good way to check out Vardis, see if you're into them before you spend the money on their albums, which I don't believe they're too expensive either. So this is one I was really happy that I saw was getting repressed. Unfortunately, the hype, it did not live up to the hype. I know quite a few people that were excited about this one because originals are very hard to find, and they're over $100 if you do find them. But this is double B-side from Ricochet. It was redone by Splattered Records. Splattered Records, I've got a few of their reissues, and they've all been pretty good. This one sounds terrible. I've actually seen quite a few comments in Discogs and other places about this one. It sounds like it was sourced by a really shitty MP3 and then run through a pillow filter. It just sounds really bad, which sucks because both songs off of this are pretty cool. It's Off the Rails and Midas Light are the two songs. And it just sucks that this finally gets a nice repress and it sounds like shit. Save that one for later. We got a couple Helixes. Always loved Helix. Their earlier stuff is my favorite, but still cool to have these as well. So we've got a really nice upgrade. I already had the single. I didn't have one with the picture sleeve. But this one is Rock You. And then we've got Deep Cuts the Knife. And the B-side is Banging Off the Bricks. I can't stand these plastic jackets. Luckily, they were very short-lived. I see these very rarely, but I've never liked those. But there you go. Still cool to have that one. Next up, this was very cool. I found this one on Rockadrome, and I couldn't hit buy fast enough because I just never see any Black Sabbath 7 inches. I've got maybe 2 or 3 in my collection that I've run across in all the years I've been collecting. But this one is Mob Rules and Die Young. Just fantastic. I would love to find the picture sleeve. There were 2 versions of this from Vertigo. There was this one, and then the picture sleeve. The picture sleeve has the Black Sabbath cross on it. It's a real basic picture sleeve, but it's actually one of my favorite picture sleeves. So very cool there. This is one I just picked up recently. I don't remember seeing this on Record Store Day. This was Record Store Day 2018, but this is When Bad Goes Good from Chris Cornell. The real reason I bought this was for the B-side. It's Temple of the Dog doing Stargazer. Stargazer is one of my favorite Mother Love Bone tracks. Just a really fantastic song. I don't actually like this one near as much. I was kind of disappointed by it. I was just expecting more. It sounds really good, and Chris Cornell always does a good job, but I was just expecting it to sound better than it does. Next up, just another upgrade. Too Fast for Love. Too Young to Fall in Love from Motley Crue. This is the white label promo of it. So same song on both sides. And here's a couple that I picked up while Scott was here last time. High Heels in Motion with Angry Young Man from Ted Nugent. David Lee Roth, Just a Gigolo, and I Ain't Got No Body. More nostalgic songs. Neither of those are really good songs at all. That takes me back to, what was it, 86? Maybe 85. Sitting around the house after school watching MTV, seeing those videos. But and then last but not least, just a really killer EP from NoFX, and probably the last good release that they put out, in my opinion. This was 2001. Up until this point, they were a true punk band. It was very anti-government, anti-establishment, anti-the system. And with the album after this, they basically became hardcore Democrats. And everything after that was, let's attack the Republicans. Let's talk about let's prop up the Democratic Party. Never mind that the Democratic Party is the antithesis of everything that we've talked about for the last 30 years of our career. And I'm not saying the Republican Party isn't either. They should, for a band that was very anti-government, anti-capitalism for 30 years, to all of a sudden go and take the side of a big government party, either party, it just kind of kills everything that they've ever said prior to that. But NoFX Surfer, which is a play on Bad Religion's Suffer, really cool EP. Very, very cool. They went back to the early days of punk where it's all short songs. There's 14 songs on this 7-inch, and they're all really well done. So that's it, guys. I hope everybody's good. I'll get something else up soon. Take care, and I will see you soon.